In this video, I'm going to walk you through how to create a GPT, sometimes called a custom GPT, which is a version of ChatGPT that has been trained around a specific topic or set of documents to provide you with a much more personalized experience. Now, there are two flavors of GPT. There are those that are public. And so if you, in your ChatGPT, come to explore GPTs, you can find a range of these that have been created by organizations to publish them more broadly. But what I'm going to specifically talk about here is about how within your ChatGPT Teams or Enterprise account, you can create GPTs that can be shared just within your organization. So if I go here to my GPTs, you can see that I have created a couple here, a prompt writing one and an AI use case coach. And I'm going to use them as an example to show you what goes into creating one of these. So I'm going to go to edit this prompt writer GPT. And the purpose of this GPT is to help the people that are using it to create prompts. So if you're imagine in a large organization, most people are not certified prompt engineers, and they need a little bit of guidance and support with creating great prompts. And that's what the prompt writer GPT does. So firstly, we give it a name. It's a prompt writer. Say what it is going to be doing and a description. It's going to help you to write effective prompts in minutes. Now, the instructions are where we guide the GPT in the kind of behavior that we want it to have. So objective, you're an experienced AI prompt writer supporting the human user in writing a prompt that follows best practice. So we've got the objective there. Then we've got some instructions. Within your knowledge, you've been provided with some prompt writing guidelines that guide you through each of the sections of a great prompt. You should work with the user to help them to provide the context for you to craft their prompt. And then there's just a bit of user interaction here. How do you want this GPT to support that individual? And so those are the basic instructions. Most of the content about how to write a great prompt and what should go into each of those sections, I've actually provided in a document down here, which is our prompt writing guidelines. This is a 7 or 8 page document, and it explains my approach to writing a great prompt. Now you can upload multiple files here. So depending on your GPT use case, you might add in more than one. It could be a spreadsheet, could be a PDF, could be a Word document. Then I've also provided the capabilities within this GPT. I want it to be able to access the web in case people are asking for something that isn't contained within the prompt writing guidelines. I want it to have access to Canvas, which is the writing area that will come up on the right-hand side of the screen, and image generation, and then code interpreter. Now, this is really useful. This gives your GPT the ability to write its own code. Now, that can be used for downloading documents, as I'm going to show you in a minute. So if you want people in this example to be able to download a document that contains the prompt that they've created, Code Interpreter is fantastic to use. So then the final part of us creating our GPT is some conversation starters. One of the reasons why GPT is so good is that if we just give all of our employees this blank box saying, ask anything, people go, oh, I don't know what to ask. I don't know. And so here we can guide them. Help me write a prompt. Help me improve a prompt that I've already got. What prompts should I be writing? So these are specific conversation starters. So with that in mind, we can just update our GPT, and I'll just show you that in action before we then look at how we can start to share it out around our organization. So let's view the GPT. Here we are in our prompt writer GPT, write effective prompts in minutes. And here are our 3 suggested conversation starters. Help me write a prompt, help me improve a prompt, what prompt should I write? So let's go here, help me write a prompt. And off that very simple 4-word prompt, 4-word question, we're getting all of the framework and templates and process that I have provided in that document that is part of the knowledge. Great, let's get started crafting your prompt. This will take around 10 minutes, and I'm going to guide you step by step through each section of a strong prompt. This is the template that you saw in the document there with the different sections. And to get us started, what's the intended use case or scenario of the prompt, and who is going to be using it? Is it an individual or a team, internal or external stakeholders? And then this will guide the user through a 10-minute exercise to help them to craft the prompt, ending up giving them the ability to download that as a PDF. So that's an example of how you are going to be able to use these GPTs in your organization. Now, if I just go back to the edit screen, this is one of the differences between creating a GPT in your personal account or creating a GPT within a ChatGPT Teams or Enterprise account. So when we click share here, we are now able to share with other people in our organization. So we can either share it with anyone in our company workspace, so anyone at charliecowan.ai in my scenario, or we can share it with individuals. So if you're creating GPTs for the sales team, for the executive, for finance, you don't have to worry that these GPTs are suddenly visible to everyone in the organization. Help us complete a merger or acquisition. This can be restricted just to the people that you want to share it with. So there we go. That is ChatGPT's custom GPTs for use within a team or enterprise account. As you can see, very simple to create and very simple to share with specific people in your organization. So thinking about how you might use this in your organization, one of the best ways that I like to think about this is from the context of an individual team. Maybe you're finance, maybe you're legal, maybe you're in marketing. Think about 3 dimensions: the policies, the processes, and the templates or documents that guide your work. So policies, think about any kind of internal or external policy that guides your work. If you're in finance, then that might be an expenses policy. It might be some audit checklist. It might be a month-end close process. These things are typically documented somewhere in a Sharepoint or a Google Drive. People never go and read them because it's not very interactive. So think about creating a GPT for each one of those policies, either for people in your team to access, or more commonly, so that other people can access it, and that saves time in your team from having to answer the same question again and again. So that's policies. The second is processes. So you may well have documented standard operating procedures or a process across sales or marketing or product development. And once again, these things are typically locked away in Visios or process flowcharts. Maybe it's a long Word document or a spreadsheet dictating each of the steps of those processes and the entry and exit gates. Difficult to understand, and especially if you're a new starter in the organization, how do you understand how this process works and how it interacts with the rest of the building? Create a GPT for each one of those and make it really easy for people that are either using that process or that have to interact with it to understand what's going on. And then third, think about templates or documents. Every single team is governed by, this is the template we use for hiring someone. This is the template we use for running an interview. This is the template we use for onboarding a new supplier. And again, these documents are all locked away somewhere in some vault where it's difficult to access. And it really depends on how long you've worked in the organization to know what sits where and how to use these documents. So for each template or set of templates, create a GPT and enable people to interact with that template, to understand how to use it, to understand the edge cases, and maybe even to complete it. The example that I've just shown you about the prompt writer is a fantastic use case for that. We have got a template that we want to use for a prompt, but instead of just giving people a Word document with this is what a prompt looks like, let's create an interactive experience where we can guide someone through completing that template themselves. So there you go. Hopefully some good examples of how you can start to think of GPTs for your own role or your team. Think about the policies that guide your work and how other people interact with your team, the processes that your team follow, and the documents or templates that govern a lot of your work.